You know, I don't really mind sharing my ideas with you. I don't really mind sharing like my discoveries from training. You know, I don't really mind doing this, but you know, sometimes when I share this stuff with you, sometimes I feel like it's almost like you've got this like this hard exterior, you know what I'm saying? Like you just don't let anything in. Like there's just nothing, like there's nothing going in there. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what, I hate to say it. I mean, I don't mean to be racist or anything like that, but I'm just saying it's just, you're a lot like a rock. I mean, you know what, it's like talking to a rock, sharing my discoveries with you. Aren't you gonna say anything? Like, it's like, I feel like I'm talking to myself here. Train the muscles, not the joints. Mountain. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the best way to mix rep ranges up. Now, I know it's misleading to say best way because the best way for you might be different than somebody else, but this is the way that I found. F***ing mosquitoes, man. You know, you guys keep talking to me about mosquito repellent. Mosquito repellent doesn't work out here. Mosquito repellent is useless in the woods of Western Canada. The mosquitoes just eat this shit it's like Kool-Aid to them, honestly. It's like nothing. They're having a rave and stuff and just drinking the shit up. It's crazy. So what I'm gonna talk about is the best way to mix up the rep ranges is the way that I found for myself, okay? I'm just gonna talk about that, why I do what I do and why I feel it works. Sometimes you wanna go in the gym and sometimes you wanna lift heavy weight because heavy weight helps you tear down the actual tissue of the muscle. You tear it too much, that's a bad thing. You tear it enough, that's a good thing, right? That causes adaptation, that causes your body to go into a growth factor to repair those muscles and therefore get stronger, and therefore eventually you're lifting heavier weight at the same rep range, right? This is why people who strength train generally tend to specialize in the lower rep ranges or the higher intensities. It's because it just works better. That's why. You know, powerlifters don't train in the 30 rep range because it doesn't work for them. It doesn't cause them to get as strong as fast. Now that said, I still believe that going up in weight in higher rep ranges is good, and that will cause strength gains. And for some people, it's the best possible thing for overall bodybuilding development and strength. But when it comes down to a goal and saying, hey, I just want to basically lift heavy and get to be able to lift heavier, and I want to tear down the fast twitch fibers, which is what the heavy weights are going to do, then heavier weight is necessary for that. That's the most effective way. Now, what I found is if I do that too much, I tear down one particular muscle fiber or the tissue of the muscle down too much, and therefore I overtrain, and at first I start making gains and then I go backwards. So what I found is a really effective thing to do is to do a heavyweight day and then do a lightweight day a couple days later. So your next chest workout, say you do heavy bench presses for one chest workout, then the next time you hit that chest, then you do sets of 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 reps or 30, 40 reps, right? You could just pump blood in there. And that helps the recovery from the fast twitch fiber workout along with helping you hit other muscle fibers, you see? So I'm mixing the rep ranges up from workout to workout. I'm not always doing the same thing, because some people get stuck in the whole periodization thing where they're thinking, I've got to do heavy for a whole 2 months straight. Well, sometimes it's, again, not about lifting heavy for that long, because you can overtrain within that period of time. You might be over beating up a certain muscle fiber during that time and not taking advantage of the synergy I keep talking about, the synergistic reaction in the body. Pump blood in, get the nutrition there, and then tear down the muscle, then get the blood back in, right? This is what helps overall muscular development. That's what I found works the best. So the other thing you can do is you do a heavy day, and then, you know, the next workout you do for your chest, then you do a high rep day, and then you go to moderate a rep day. You don't have to necessarily go to heavy again, right? Like again, right away people do heavy and then think, okay, I did that 5 rep set, well, I got to go back and do that 5 rep set right away. Well, what I found was doing a high rep day, a really heavy day, 5 reps or whatever, and then going to moderate weight, like 12 reps or 15 reps or 10 reps. That is better for me to stick in there and then have a heavy day once in a while thrown in, once every 5, 6 workouts or whatever. That is more than effective enough to gain muscle, to hit all the different muscle fibers, and to make the most bodybuilding gains. So this is the way I switch it up. Oh, they're just swarming here. All we're getting is rain here lately and no sun, and this is what happens. The day we get sun, and they all come out and they feeding frenzy. So the same is true when it comes down to doing high reps all the time. Well, doing high reps is great. You're pumping blood in an area. You're actually causing a certain amount of muscle breakdown in the slow twitch fibers. But remember, slow twitch fibers have a harder time breaking down. It's harder to tear them up. They're smaller and they're more hardy. They're more durable, you know what I'm saying? So you're not going to get the same amount of muscular damage from training high reps all the time. So that's why you want to throw in the heavy days and then the higher rep days. Not to mention, higher rep days do tend to bring in also a cardiovascular element. So a lot of times you start to become out of breath, and that's where the set stops. Sometimes it's not even the muscular burn. Sometimes it might be your cardio. Sometimes it might be just the fact that you are just fatigued or exhausted. You're running out of energy, but it's not necessarily the muscle fibers themselves which are breaking down and not able to contract. So I understand that the most readily available of energy for a muscle is ATP and creatine phosphate. But if you start using glycogen and you start to go into fatty acid globalization, which is super high endurance, let's say you're doing a 15-20 minute set of just constant reps, that would be a different type of stimulus to the system and not necessarily build muscle mass, right? So what you want to do is you want to break down the tissue, and that is done with heavier weight safely with the right range of motion and the right form. And then from there, you pump the blood in with the higher reps. But like I said before, if I just do nothing but high reps, if I didn't gain the strength first to rep out with, so say I just started training and I could only lift 5-pound dumbbells and I do 1,000 reps with those 5-pound dumbbells, I might get some newbie gains from that in the first, week or two. But at some point, you're just going to plateau and there will be no more gains. Even though you can get a little bit more endurance, you will not get muscular gains from that. You'll get some endurance, maybe through cardio and whatever, but you're not going to necessarily be getting big and pumpy and lumpy, which is basically what you're training for. That's what bodybuilding's about, getting pumpy and lumpy. It's not about just building endurance for the sake of endurance, right? So yeah, mix up the rep ranges on a workout per workout basis. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't mix up reps in a workout. Sometimes you do your heavy sets for 4 or 5 sets and then you rep out like crazy for a last set or two. That's also a technique you can do. But I find it's really useful to structure it in a way where you really just attack one muscle fiber type, use all your energy towards that instead of spreading yourself out in every direction. And then the next time you come in and train that body part, you change the rep range and you hit it from another angle. You hit a different muscle fiber type and activate that synergistic reaction in the body to have one area recover while the other one is getting broken down, and increase blood flow. And then you get pumpy and lumpy. You build mountainous masses of muscle. Bam! So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters. And there on Patreon, I am doing exclusive content. I'm going to be concentrating more on Patreon from now on. I'm going to be putting up behind the scenes videos along with workout vlogs, like real-time workout vlogs on there, because there I find, hey, those people will have a greater tendency to actually want to watch me train anyway. So yeah, that's why I'm putting it up. So yeah, if you guys want to watch that exclusive content, just go to patreon.com, become a supporter on there. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Okay, this is awkward. I already said bye. I think I did. Well, okay, I'll see you guys later.